dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 5:32 on Wednesday, August the 14th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. We all got in on a little bit of the rain action yesterday, and it might, for some, be boiling over into today, but it shouldn't last for all day. Let's bring in Brandon to give us a better breakdown and just what to expect. Brandon, good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning. And we're seeing, again, a few scattered showers down to the south in Tennessee. A lot of folks didn't see much of anything with rain yesterday. We got lucky on that front. I know a lot of folks need some rain. But we take a look at US 119 up on top of Whitesburg Pine Mountain this morning. Not much going on up there. There is a lot of fog, though, starting to creep into some of these valley locations, so be careful of that. Moorhead, London, Middlesboro, Hazard, and Jackson, some trouble spots just on the sensor networks. Just be careful. Give yourself plenty of time. Upper 60s and low 70s for most folks, 75 in Jacksboro, but that humidity, that feels like it's still way up there. Look at those dew points in the 60s and 70s. That means it's air you can wear again this morning, but that should change as we head deeper into the day. Mostly cloudy skies, giving way to partly cloudy skies, some scattered chances for rain in between, and then mostly sunny by the end of the day there. Hopefully that humidity will start to go down pretty quickly as well with that cold front. The rest of the forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Will?
Alrighty, Brandon, thank you. Well, if you are looking for a job, Breathitt County Schools need bus drivers. The school district currently has 34 drivers, but needs at least 4 more, ensuring that drivers will not have to double up routes. As WYMT's Madison Pergram reports, officials say this is a problem everywhere.
As schools start back, kids step on and off buses every day.
The bus drivers are the first ones they see of the morning and the last ones they see at night.
The key to getting them to school is the person behind the wheel.
And you can make an impact on them. You can be nice to them, and they'll see that and, be a role model towards them.
It's that familiar face of a bus driver like Scotty Spicer, a former driver for 17 years, that some kids will never forget.
They'll come up to me now that I've hauled years ago, and talking to me. And where they were little, it's hard to remember them all, but it's a good thing.
But in Breathitt County, bus drivers are few in numbers.
We're all time looking for drivers.
An empty driver's seat like this is something Steve Banks, transportation director of Breathitt County Schools, fears too often.
I'm not really sure why there's a shortage of bus drivers. People's all the time looking for jobs, and it's a good opportunity to be with your kids and be off in the summertime with your kids.
And it is a problem that's affecting many.
And everybody's affected with this throughout the state. It's not just here, it's not just in Louisville or Lexington, it's all over the state of Kentucky, and everybody's in dire need of bus drivers, and a lot of people's even using teachers.
Giving those in need of a job that opportunity.
It's a good job, it's a good opportunity to work with the kids.
A job with benefits beyond a paycheck.
Get to see them growing up and going out and, making things, teachers, doctors, and, good things.
And over the years, fulfillment. In Breathitt County, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, if you are interested in a bus driver position, you can go to the Breathitt County Schools website to fill out an application, or you can call the bus garage at 606-666-2339. Williamsburg Independent is starting its second year with the Day Spring Health Clinic in their school. School officials say the clinic has helped their students and staff alike get health care they may normally not get, and says the clinic is a success. They are glad to add to their service this year, as Day Spring Dental will also be working with the school starting this fall.
With dental, we're going to be able to address some of those needs that may have been occurring over the past 2 or 3 years for students.
Day Spring Dental will be providing screenings and preventative treatments for the students at the school. Well, hundreds of people gathered at the Old Millard Middle School in Pike County yesterday. The vacant building was renovated into a men's rehabilitation center. WIMT's Marianne Fletcher has the latest details.
When one door closes, another opens. The Old Millard Middle School sat vacant until recently.
I'm excited that we're going to be able to open this in Pike County. It's sorely needed here.
Breathing life into this old building, several community members partnered with Addiction Recovery Care to make this a men's rehabilitation center.
There's hundreds of people here. The community, the opinion leaders, the community leaders were all here today as recognition that this is really needed here in this community.
River Place Center will not only house 120 clients, it also creates around 40 jobs. Among those in attendance Tuesday, Governor Matt Bevin says River Place Center will give the region hope.
It is giving people hope. It's restoring humanity. It's restoring their confidence and their belief in great things are going to come out of here.
And those who come out of the facility will be graduates of their own goals.
I just think the irony of this building being repurposed to help ignite dreams and to set people off on successful paths in life is just a beautiful thing.
In Pike County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
River Place Center will be accepting clients starting in September. 2 men in Magoffin County face robbery and second-degree assault charges. In July, police say they found one man under a bridge naked and injured. Investigators say the victim told them Hoker May and Timothy Ward approached him in a park, accusing him of signing a statement regarding a theft. The man claims the pair then took his money, Suboxone pills, and his clothes. Police say the victim had cuts and bruises. Well, the National Institute of Drug Abuse reports 130 people die from opioid overdoses every day. It's an epidemic that is sweeping the nation, and one of the solutions could be sitting at the University of Montana. Nick Garcia takes us inside the lab.
In the Health Sciences building at the University of Montana, you might find the solution for many diseases. But also, students here are working on a vaccine to treat addiction. Opioid addiction.
It's kind of a novel concept. No one thinks about a vaccine targeting a drug, but in reality there have been some clinical studies done both with nicotine and cocaine showing that this type of a vaccine can work.
The university recently received a $3.3 million contract from the National Institutes of Health to develop such a vaccine.
Fortunately, we have a lot of experience in this space. The technology we're using is proven clinically.
The vaccine would contain fentanyl hapten. That's the part of the drug recognized by the immune system. He says if a patient with the vaccine took opioids, they would have no positive reaction to it. Last year, the University of Montana received a grant to develop a universal flu vaccine. Now with this grant, they say they're on the cutting edge of medical research. Students are the main driver.
Some of the technology that I've helped develop can potentially be used for these too.
Chris is also working on the universal flu vaccine.
Most people think of vaccines against infectious disease, but these are actually vaccines against chemical compounds.
Without those students or without the research, we wouldn't be able to get more research dollars and keep this going.
They say it could be a few years before clinical trials begin, but if it works, it could dramatically change the way we fight the opioid crisis.
Well, Goodies stores across eastern Kentucky are closing, but there is a replacement planned. We noticed store closing signs were put up recently in Hazard. Company officials tell us there are plans to convert stores to Gordman's in Hazard, Harlan, Somerset, and London early next year. The Goodies in Pikeville is switching to Gordman's next month. A grand opening is planned for September 17th. A celebration after more than 2 years of hard work. Last night, Perry County hosted a grand opening of the new trail system behind Perry County Park. They also announced Hazard being named a Kentucky Trail Town, hoping it will bring much needed tourism. WYMT's Emily Bennett was at the celebration.
After 2.5 years and a $100,000 recreational trail grant, the Perry County trails are open.
Everybody that you see around here in some way or another played a role in building what we have behind us in our park.
Ben Brahman is the director of Pathfinders, and he has been the mind behind the trail system.
We have some pretty steep terrain here in Appalachia, and it became quite an art to lay them out in a way to where they would become sustainable and be here for generations and generations to come.
But he has not done it alone. Countless hours have been put in by the community.
Well over 3,000 volunteer hours, and we're still about 25% to completions.
Over 90% of those being completed by local kids, like Zachary Gayhart.
It's been amazing, absolutely amazing. I can't believe I was able to do this.
Gayhart was part of the 8-person team that worked all summer. And all that hard work led to Hazard being designated a Kentucky Trail Town.
You have to meet certain standards, a certain amount of trails that lead to commerce, trails that will bring in people into your community for tourism. Once you check all those boxes, you become a designated trail town.
Perry County Judge Executive Scott Alexander is hoping it will grow the county.
It gets us the exposure that we need. We've got an amazing trail system here that we've started. We're not quitting with this one. We're going to develop more, but we're going to get the attention that our trails need to get people to come here.
Wanting to show the county has a lot to offer. In Perry County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
Now the trails are located right behind the Perry County Pool. There are about 7 miles of trails ranging in difficulty and length. The 42nd Honey Festival is set to begin at the end of this month in the city of Jackson. A pageant, parade, talent show, music and food booths, all part of this year's festival. Mayor Laura Thomas says one of the things she is most looking forward to is bringing back some history.
We had a lot of people that wanted to see more about bees. So I'm excited that we're going to have a beekeeper that's from Breathitt County originally that's coming back to share his wisdom and knowledge with us. He has some neat displays.
The music headliner this year at the festival is Halfway to Hazard. They will be performing on Saturday, August 31st. Later, new studies suggest excessive social media use may be damaging teenagers' mental health.
The forecast keeps some rain chances in play today, but the sunshine and heat return by the weekend. I'll have the steamy details in about 3 minutes.